If you click this video, most likely you're on the look to find a texting platform that will help you reach out to real estate owners off market, or you are already using one and you want to know, is your platform really the best one out there? I've been on the look for texting platforms for the past 3 years and I have used all of them. Using all these texting platforms have helped me to close over 100 deals in the last 3 years. So in this video, I'll give you my true and honest opinion about every single platform that's out there. The platforms that we'll be reviewing are REA Reply, Launch Control, Lead Sherpa, Batchleads, and Smarter Contact. So we're gonna rate it in 6 different categories: ease of use, mobile app, additional features, limitations, compliancy, and delivery rate. So let me explain you. Ease of use, it's very important how the platform is set up and how easy it is to get started. When it comes to the mobile app, you're gonna be on the go, you're not gonna be at the computer all the time, so it's very important to have a good mobile app with you on your platform. When it comes to price, obviously that's something you want to know. We're not rating price, but you can at least know what the pricing of a platform is. Additional features are really important because yes, you're paying for the texting, but if you can get more for that money, you can get more than just a texting platform, why not? And it's very, very important because you're gonna be paying a lot of money to texting. It's not a cheap way to market. So in my opinion, you want to get the best for your buck. Limitations. What I mean by limitations is that how many messages a day can you send? How many markets you can do? There are so many different variations of how these platforms do it, so I'm going to break it down for you in one video. Compliancy is so important. When it comes to texting, you do not want to not be compliant, because if you do, you can get sued, and a lot of people have gotten sued before. So you want to make sure you're using the platform that is 100% compliant, and you're not questioning in your mind that if you text this person, if you get them on the contract, will they go after you? Some people make a job out of that. You know, there's litigators for a reason. So in my opinion, compliancy is like the most important thing when it comes to the platform. And the next most important thing, obviously, is the last thing we're talking about is delivery rate. Delivery rate is incredibly important because yes, you can have all the additional features in the world, but if you're not getting responses from your leads, then your platform doesn't do nothing. You're just wasting your money every month. So these are the categories we're going to break down every platform. So let's start talking about the first platform that helped me get 20 deals under contract and sold. Batchleads, in my eyes, is one of the OG platforms that offer texting. I used to even use them before you were required to register or do the opt-out messages or anything like that. Category 1, ease of use. The interface of this platform is pretty simple, and most of the stuff that's done there is very intuitive. The only thing that you do have to do is you have to register with Twilio and integrate Twilio with Batchleads. But besides that, overall this platform is not bad. I wouldn't say that it's super friendly, but it's very simple and to the point. So 7 out of 10. Number 2, mobile app. So when it comes to mobile app, their mobile app is not bad. The interface is simple as well. It has a couple of issues because sometimes you have issues from copying and pasting from other platforms or from outside the app into the app. So overall, there's some technical issues. It does what it needs to do. 6 out of 10. Price for Batchleads is $2.99. For $2.99, you get access to their CRM, you get some additional features, you also get access to the texting, and on top of that, the only thing that you will be paying for is Twilio, so text messaging and mobile phone numbers. So I wouldn't say that $2.99 is your all-in, your final price. You are going to be paying more. I'm assuming it's going to be $400, $500, and more depending on your volume of text messaging that you're doing. So it's $2.99 and then whatever you use on top of that. So number 4 is additional features. So with Batchleads, you actually get to access their CRM. You get to kind of pull the leads just like you do with PropStream. They also have skip tracing, which I did a big skip tracing video about a year ago comparing all skip tracing platforms, and they performed kind of mid. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best either. So they do offer decent skip tracing, and especially if you're using their platform, it's actually pretty simple to skip trace and move those leads directly into texting. So when it comes to additional features, I would say 7 out of 10. Number 5 is limitations. With Batchleads, you are limited to 1,000 messages a day. However, you're not limited on how many markets you have because your phone numbers are going to come for Twilio. 1,000 messages a day is not bad, but it's still limit that if you really wanted to go more, it would be very difficult, or I'm not sure if they're going to allow you if you pay more, but they told me 1,000 messages a day is their new limit that they have set. So when it comes to limitations comparing to other platforms, I'm gonna rate them 8 out of 10. It's great that you can do different markets, but it's not great that you're limited on the amount of messages a day. Number 6, compliancy. It's very, very important for the platform to be compliant, and in this situation, Batchleads is 100% compliant. I mean, they've been in the game for a long time. It's a huge company, so they do want to make sure they stay on top of compliancy. So I'm going to give them 10 out of 10. When it comes to delivery rate, when I originally was using them, it was really great. However, over time, I know that other platforms have been performing much better than them, and I don't think they were able to catch up and kind of keep up with the other platforms what they were doing. So overall, it's not bad, but I wouldn't say they're the best when it comes to delivery rate. I'm gonna rate it 7 out of 10. The thing with Batchleads, they're such a great platform. They were like the biggest platform 2 years ago, and they still are. I've asked a lot of my YouTube subscribers and my students if they use Batchleads, and a lot of people say they do. However, as the time went, I've seen other platforms perform better than they did. So overall, Batchleads have scored 7.5 out of 10. Platform number 2 is Sherpa. This was actually the second platform that I have ever used, and I really did enjoy this platform back in the day. So let's break it down section by section. Number 1, ease of use. Sherpa definitely does this really good. What I mean by that, a lot of people talk about Sherpa as the Bentley of texting platforms because it is so simple, so to the point, and the interface is great. It's done really good. You're not confused at all. So when it comes to ease of use, I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. You don't even need to set it up with Twilio. Number 2, mobile app. When it comes to mobile app, Sherpa is really good. Their platform, mobile app is actually really good. It doesn't crash too much. It does what it needs to do. However, it's very simple in the way that you cannot do really anything else besides texting back, which you could say that that's what you want from the mobile app anyway. But in my opinion, if you want to be the best out of the best, you want to offer more on your mobile app so people can do a little more than just answer text messages. So I'm going to rate this mobile app 8 out of 10. When it comes to price, there's 3 different prices. There's a $500 plan, there's a $1,000 plan, and there's a $2,000 plan. And those plans are all included. You don't have to pay per text message, you don't have to pay additional phone numbers. So that is one payment that you pay every month. You don't have to worry about going over budget. When it comes to additional features, in my opinion, Sherpa does not have too many additional features. It has really good skip tracing. For my opinion, one of the best texting platform skip tracings out there. They perform very well on my test that I did, but in my opinion, when it comes to other features, there's really nothing much to it. They have a prop stack, which you can stack properties there to see who are more motivated people, so that's not too bad. But overall, you're not going to be using anything in the platform besides texting most likely. So 6 out of 10. Number 5, limitations. So with a $500 a month plan, you're actually going to be texting 1,200 messages a day. So with 1,200 messages a day, that's pretty good compared to Batchleads, for example. However, if you want to purchase a new market, you're going to have to pay an additional $250 a month, which is a lot of money. So honestly, it kind of limits you how many markets you can have, while in Batchleads, for example, and some other platforms, you're not limited because you're connected to Twilio. So therefore, I'm going to rate it 7 out of 10. Number 6, compliancy. When it comes to compliancy, Sherpa has been doing a great job. They always stay on top of it. They consistently do updates. I keep receiving their emails about different updates, different upgrades that they're doing to their platform to stay compliant. So when it comes to compliancy, 10 out of 10. Number 7, delivery rate. So when it comes to delivery rate, they're not the best in the game, but honestly, I remember originally switching from Batchleads to Sherpa, and I was like, this is great. I'm getting so many more responses. Honestly, they're very solid when it comes to delivery rates, and I'm gonna rate them 8 out of 10. Overall, Sherpa is rated 8.2 out of 10. Really solid score, performance. It's a really good platform for what it does. It's definitely worth consideration. Number 3, ARIA reply. Ease of use of ARIA reply is actually not that great. I've created multiple videos talking about how to set up ARIA reply for a reason. Because I remember when I first purchased the platform, I realized this is a lot. There is a lot of features to the platform, which is really cool, but it could be overwhelming. You don't know where to start. There's so much to do. It's so confusing. There's so many different variations and things like that. You have to create the campaigns a certain way. So honestly, it's a very complicated platform. So in my opinion, when it comes to ease of use, 4 out of 10. Mobile app is actually pretty good. It does what it needs to do. It doesn't really have too many bugs. It's very simple and very to the point. 8 out of 10. The price of this platform is a little bit of tricky because you have the $50 a month that you're paying for the platform, but you're going to be setting up with Twilio, so you're going to be paying for the phone numbers with Twilio and per each text message that you send. So honestly, it's going to be way more than $50, especially if you're trying to do a lot of marketing. So you're going to be close to some other platforms that you could have gotten for $500 a month. So yes, you might be still saving $100 to $200 with RA Reply, but is it worth it? You're gonna have to decide for yourself. Number 4, additional features. When it comes to additional features, I don't think there's a single platform does more than what RA Reply does. That's why they have captured so many people wanting to use their platform, because they have website building, they have RVM, they have obviously text messaging, they got like CRM there, skip tracing, they got other stuff, they got so many things, they have a dialer. So honestly, when it comes to additional features, 10 out of 10. Number 5, limitations. So you're not really limited to markets, right? Because you are integrating with Twilio. And you're gonna see the trend here. Every time you integrate with Twilio, you don't have market limitation. The platform will let you use different types of phone numbers because you're gonna be redirecting them from Twilio to your platform. However, when it comes to messages a day, this platform starts off the first 7 days, you start at 250, then 500, then 750, then 1000, then like 1250, and you go up to 2000 messages a day. Then after the first 7 days, you can actually text 5000 messages a day. It is a lot of messages. You're pretty much unlimited messages. There's still a little bit of limitation, right? It's not fully unlimited, so I'm going to give this 9 out of 10. Number 6, compliancy. There is a lot of things that RA Reply, in my opinion, does wrong when it comes to compliancy. That was one of the most major reasons why I stopped using RA Reply. They were not compliant with how the things needed to be done, and I don't know if some things have changed since then. I know definitely that they are more compliant because they are starting to integrate with Twilio, so Twilio has the 10 DLC setup, so Twilio is compliant, but is RA Reply compliant? I'm not sure. I'm pretty confident they're not. As I said before, you were able to do things that you're not allowed to do, as for example, clicking one time and then it sends thousands of messages out there. You're not allowed to cold market like that. So RA Reply is not compliant in my opinion. They are compliant only because of Twilio. However, the platform itself does not care about compliancy too much. So when it comes to compliancy, 4 out of 10. Number 7, delivery rate. When it comes to delivery rate, RA Reply is the worst on the list. My delivery rate and response rates was absolutely the worst when I was using the platform, and honestly that was one of the other reasons why I switched from this platform. So when it comes to delivery rate, 5 out of 10. For total, RA Reply gets 6.7 out of 10. Platform number 4 is Smarter Contact. Category 1, ease of use. When it comes to Smarter Contact, they make it pretty simple how to use their platforms. They have pretty good onboarding calls, so when you sign up for Smarter Contact, they'll walk you through how to set it up. There's not too many setups you have to do. You don't have to integrate with Twilio. They have their own phone numbers, so that really does help. So when it comes to ease of use, in my opinion, this platform is 9 out of 10. The only reason why I took out a point is because there's some parts of like drip campaigns and things like that that's not very clear, so it takes a little bit of research to figure it out. So that's why it's a 9 out of 10. When it comes to the mobile app is very simple to the point. There's some additional features. You can see your stats, but really nothing extra useful besides the text messaging itself. So I'm gonna rate it 8 out of 10. When it comes to pricing, it has actually 4 different pricings. They start at $99 and they go to $4.99. With that being said, you will also be paying 0.2 or 0.5 cents per message that you're gonna be sending out, and $1 or $2 a month per the phone number just to keep it, right? So there's gonna be additional cost. And on top of that, you are locked in onto the platform for 3 months. So even if you sign up for the $99 platform, you are on the contract for 3 months. They're forcing you to use it for 3 months just to test it out. There's some other platforms that do it, not for texting, but for example, Cold Tools and other platforms for cold calling. They have done that before, so that's nothing new. Number 4, additional features. In my opinion, Smarter Contact has really cool skip tracing platform. They are pretty good. They've been able to find some phone numbers that other platforms have not been able to find for me. So the skip tracing is very, very solid. They have a dialer right there, so it's very easy to hop on the phone call right away when you're texting with someone. So that's very useful. And then on top of that, like I said, they have drip campaigns. They got some rules for messages. Let's say if someone has a replied and this and that. So it's actually a couple of cool features. So when it comes to features in general, I'm gonna rate it 9 out of 10. Number 5, limitations. When it comes to limitations, Smarter Contact has no limitation when it comes to marketing. You can purchase as many phone numbers and as different phone numbers as you would want, so that's really great. However, when it comes to limitations per person that wants to send a message, how many messages a day, when it comes to the most basic plan, you can only send 500 messages a day, but the moment you upgrade to the most expensive plan, there's unlimited messages. So that's great to know, but I know a lot of people will be using the cheaper plan anyway, so that's unfortunately that they do have such a low limit per day when it comes to the cheaper plan. So when it comes to limitations, I'm gonna rate Smarter Contact at 9 out of 10, just because the point is deducted, because with the cheaper plans, you're not allowed to text more. Number 6, compliancy. Smarter Contact is absolutely compliant with all the rules. They consistently message and email you that they are updating their terms, updating their how they text message and things like that. So they were one of the first platforms that really hop onto like the 10 DLC. I've talked to the owner myself, so they've done it really, really well. So when it comes to compliancy, 10 out of 10. Number 7, delivery rate. When it comes to delivery rate, when I started using the platform, it was really, really good for me. However, over time, it has dropped, and there could be a couple reasons for that. Could be the reason that I may not have been updating my script as often as I should have, or I've been using the same phone numbers for too long, or the same list. So whatever has happened over time, for me, my delivery rate has absolutely dropped and plummeted. But I know that a lot of people use Smarter Contact and they are very happy with the delivery rate. So in my honest opinion, I'm gonna rate it 8 out of 10 because I do know the platform can do it. However, you do need to keep updating the texting script and things like that, but you would have to do that no matter what. So when it comes to overall score of Smarter Contact, 8.8 out of 10. Number 5, launch control. Category 1, ease of use. When it comes to ease of use, launch control is, in my opinion, is the easiest and the most simple platform to set it up. When you do something wrong, they really explain how to do it right. And I was able to set up the platform quite easily. It does take some time, but they do walk you through how to do it. So in my opinion, ease of use, 10 out of 10. Mobile app on launch control is very simple to the point, and as you may have seen, most of these platforms they don't have any additional features besides answering the text messages. So in my opinion, 7 out of 10. When it comes to price, there's 3 different pricings. There's a $4.97 plan, there's a $7.97 and $14.97 plan. All of those plans include your text messages and your phone numbers, so all of that is included in one price. Additional features, launch control does not have too many additional features when it comes to outside of texting, but when it comes to texting, they actually have pretty solid additional features like drip campaigns, and their drip campaigns is really, really good. I've been able to set it up and I've gotten multiple deals already from their drip campaigns. They have certain rules that you can set up for messages. They have skip tracing, which I've never tested, but I know they have it. And you can say, well, every single platform nowadays have drip campaigns. Well, in my opinion, launch control has executed it the best way possible. They also have integrated with AI, which makes the platform really good when it comes to that. So I do really enjoy that platform for that particular reason. They don't have a dialer, which kind of sucks. In my opinion, they should add one. So, and there's a couple other things that I would say they can do better. So when it comes to additional features, it's 8 out of 10. Number 5, limitations. And this is where, in my opinion, launch control loses the most amount of people, is that they're very, very limited. So for the cheapest plan, you can send 600 messages a day, which is not a lot. And the cheapest plan is not that cheap. It's $497. So you are paying a lot of money for only 600 messages a day, but you do get to use your drip campaigns and things like that without tapping into that limit. And another thing is that they are limited on the markets. You cannot even purchase an additional market with the cheapest plan. You have to go for the $7.97 or the $14.97, and it costs like an extra $500 a month. So when it comes to limitations, launch control is the worst because they are very limited and they make you only choose one market and send 600 messages a day. So when it comes to that, 5 out of 10. Number 6, compliancy. I've researched a lot of things that launch control does to stay compliant, and in my opinion, if I could rate it more than 10, I would have, but it is 10 out of 10. They do a really good job to stay compliant. Number 7, so when it comes to delivery rate, this is where launch control has me. In my opinion, they have the best delivery rate and response rate that I've ever seen or ever encountered myself. I know that it really kind of depends on your market and your template, but in my opinion, I've been getting 18 to 20% response rate on my messages. So for that, I can say that launch control is the best when it comes to response rate, so I'm going to rate it 9 out of 10. Some lists do tend to be lower. For example, I had a couple lists that are at 10 or 11%, so for that I took away a point. Total launch control score is 8.2 out of 10. So as you can see, these are the top 5 platforms, and I rate them based on today's conditions, on today's platforms. Platforms change and adjust at all the time. A year ago, I did not even consider Smarter Contact being the best platform out there. However, now I love using them and I know they do a great job. Same comes with launch control. So in my opinion, things change. So you want to be able to adjust easily if some platform becomes better than other to get you better results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This video was possible only because for the last 3 years, I've been using different platforms and I've been able to gain this knowledge. So I was very happy to share it with you guys. And if you liked it, please leave a like under this video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, peace.